You want to start wearing your hair wavy curly in 2026, but you want to do it on a drugstore budget? This video is for you. Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're brand new here, hi, my name's Courtney, and I'm seeing how much I can talk with my hands in the first 5 seconds of this video, because I get comments of people saying I can't talk without my hands, so I thought I would annoy them a little bit by using my hands to talk a little bit more. Now that we've had our fun, let me get into the meat of this video. I wish this video had existed when I started embracing my waves and curls. In fact, I'm pretty sure it did. There are many iterations of where to begin your healthy hair journey, your wavy curly hair journey, by buying products, all from the drugstore. And every year, I feel like some of our favorite products from the drugstore get discontinued, and it is very sad. So this is the 2026 version of this video. Products that you can actually still get your hands on in 2026. Let's go. First off, you will need something to clarify your hair with. Yes, even if you are wearing your hair wavy curly, that does not mean that you are afraid of shampoo. In fact, using a really good clarifying shampoo like either of these will remove buildup from your hair and actually help your deep conditioners work better and your stylers work better. You will have less frizz, more shine, and longer lasting wash days. How often you clarify and deep condition depends on you, my friend. How often do you typically wash your hair? Is your hair dry? Is your hair fine and silky? Is your hair prone to buildup? Do you never get buildup ever? As a general rule, starting out, start with clarifying your hair at least once a month. Now, me personally, I have to clarify more often than that. I have to clarify my hair at least every 2 weeks. And I personally organize my wavy curly wash days into 2 categories. It is either a clarify and deep condition wash day, or it's a regular curly girl wash day. So the clarify and deep condition wash days are way more infrequent, and I personally skip the styling after clarifying and deep conditioning because I like to let my deep conditioners sit on my hair for anywhere from 15 to 30 to 45 minutes, depending on what my hair needs that day, slash if I forget how long I've let it sit in my hair, if I'm being honest. Now, I do have 2 options here, and they are for 2 different types of hair. If you have a soft, silky, oily, buildup prone head of hair, this one, Pantene Volume Shampoo will be good for you. If your hair is on the coarser, thicker, stronger side, is dry, and lacks shine, and just kind of thirsty, there you go. The Elvive Hyaluron Plus Pure 72-hour Purifying Shampoo from L'Oreal. This still has your sulfates in it that will remove a good amount of buildup from your hair. It's just not gonna be quite as stripping as the Pantene Volume Shampoo, but you'll still get a good clarify. So if your hair is not liking the Pantene Volume, it is too much clarifying. As for deep conditioners, do not touch your clarifying shampoos unless your other hand has grabbed your deep conditioner. I have 2 options. We have the Mielle Babassu and Mint Deep Conditioner. We also have this Shea Moisture and Manuka Honey and Yogurt Hydrate Plus Repair Power Protein Treatment. Honestly, it doesn't matter the finish of your hair. These could be used interchangeably. I think in a previous video, I recommended that this one be for the soft finish hair and this one be for the rough finish hair. I'm just saying that the Mielle is for the soft finish and that the Shea Moisture Hydrate and Repair Power Protein Treatment is better for rough finish hair. But the more I think about it, that may be backwards. This may be better for the soft finish hair. Your hair is fine, silky, slippery. This one may be better, and this one may be better for the coarse, rough, dry hair. But honestly, they work good on both. The main thing is that you are leaving these on your hair for a good bit. Bonus points if you can do it with heat. I like to clarify my hair twice, so I'm going to use my clarifying shampoo twice. I'm gonna wash my hair, and I'm gonna rinse it out, and then I'm gonna wash it again, and then I'm gonna rinse it out really good, and rinse a little bit more, and then I'll go in with my deep conditioner, finger combing it through, then I will brush it through from root to tip. Yes, the roots of your hair are still hair and they need to be conditioned. And then I'll put on a plastic shower cap on top of the conditioner-y goodness, like tuck all of that slimy conditioner-y hair up into a ball on top of my head, or a bun. I don't know why I said ball. And then I'll put on a plastic shower cap, and then you can wrap your head up in your terry cloth towel to trap in some heat. And then you go watch a TV show. That's roughly 30 to 45 minutes, right? Watch a couple of Blueies. Well, actually, you'll have to watch multiple Bluey episodes in order to hit the time. But anyway, you get the idea. Sit, relax, let that marinate. Then once it's had a good amount of time to sit on your hair, come back to your bathroom, take off your terry cloth towel, take off your plastic shower cap, and rinse that deep conditioner out completely from your hair. Now, me personally, after I've rinsed out my deep conditioner, I let my hair, air dry, product free. And I am one of those people that my hair looks pretty straight when I air dry product free. But I understand that there are a lot of people that simply can't do that. I have one of those hair textures that can go from nearly perfectly straight to pretty darn curly with very minimal heat damage and effort. It just doesn't. I don't know how, I don't know why. I think it's partially due to the fact that I have S waves or swaves. Thus my name, Swavy Curly Courtney. I have S waves and I have curls. I have multiple different types of curl patterns on my head. Anyway, if you cannot wear your hair air dried product free after you clarify and deep condition, just move on with the rest of your wavy curly wash day styling. Your leave-in conditioner, your stylers, organize your curl clumps, plop, diffuse, whole shebang. You can continue with the regular routine after deep conditioning, which leads me into our regular wash day routine. You will need a regular, oh my goodness, shampoo and conditioner. Here are two options for you. V&Co Wavy, 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 Wavy. I think they just call it V&Co Wavy now. Shampoo and conditioner. These are fantabulous options if you are oily, buildup prone, have fine, silky, soft finish hair. These are the options for you. If your hair is on the drier side, it's coarser, it's rougher, don't use those. Those are gonna be too lightweight and too stripping. You will need something that packs a little bit more conditioning punch. That would be the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk Bond Building Shampoo and Conditioner. These will make your hair feel softer and shinier and more conditioned and more better. This is my favorite option for people with a rough finish to their hair in the drugstore at the moment. This is my favorite for the soft finished girlies. And if your scalp on the regular gets kind of mad at you for no reason, use these. Shea Moisture Apple Cider Vinegar Anti-Dandruff Shampoo with Salicylic Acid. We love her. She is very clarifying. She will make your hair feel like hay. She almost feels more stripping than the Pantene Volume Shampoo. So if the Pantene Volume Shampoo makes your hair way too dry, don't touch this. But if you have an incredibly soft finish to your hair and you deal with scalp inflammation and folliculitis, this shampoo may be really, really, really nice to have in your curly hair arsenal. I would follow it up with a pretty powerful conditioner though, because it is so stripping. You don't necessarily have to deep condition after this, and I don't necessarily think this makes a really good clarifying shampoo. That being said, this conditioner from Shea Moisture, it's the 100% virgin coconut oil daily hydration conditioner with coconut milk and acacia cinnamon. That one. This has an incredible punch to it that will condition your hair well enough after using something quite so stripping. I don't know what's in this, but it deeply gets in the hair and deeply conditions it from the inside out without having to let it sit and have the wait time of like a regular deep conditioner. You don't have to use heat with this to get it to penetrate. You're thinking, great, I'll just use this as my deep conditioner. No, I feel like you need something a little bit more well-rounded and balanced out. These and this contain other ingredients that are gonna help fortify and nourish your hair from the inside out that this one doesn't, okay? These are the big guns, but this one's impressive. Fair? Fair.
So you're gonna do a regular shampoo with your shampoo of choice. Let's say that I picked this one, and you're gonna really scrub your scalp with the pads of your fingers, massaging very, very thoroughly, making sure that you don't miss any section on your scalp. Get behind your ears, get on top of your head, get the back of your head, get the nape of your neck, get the middle of the nape of your neck, get the top of the back of your head. I'm serious. Every square inch of your scalp needs to have some suds, and it needs to be massaged and thoroughly shampooed. Then you're gonna take your time and rinse, 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 rinse. Rinse, 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 rinse. Rinse a little bit more. Rinse your hair very, very thoroughly. You don't wanna leave any residue of that shampoo behind. Once you are thoroughly convinced that you have rinsed away every last bit of shampoo, go in with your conditioner. I used the Shea Moisture Daily Hydration Conditioner today. It took me a while to get enough out of the bottle. It was kind of funny. I had to work for it. I'm getting low. I love this product. You're going to finger comb this through, very gently detangling your hair with your fingers. You're not gonna be aggressive, you're gonna be gentle, and you're gonna use your fingers to evenly distribute this conditioner through your hair. Once you have gently finger detangled all of your hair, no ripping, no pulling, just gently undoing all the knots, then you are safe to go in and brush that conditioner through. Brush that conditioner from root to tip, and once it's very evenly distributed, you could, in theory, wrap that conditioner up into a conditioner bun on top of your head and do the rest of the shower things, or bathtub things, depending on if you shower or if you're in the tub. I personally just go ahead and rinse it out right away because I film myself washing my hair and I don't want to stand there dripping cold in my bathroom, letting the conditioner sit. So technically, you don't have to let the conditioner sit. You could rinse it right out, but if you wanted to, you could let it sit in your hair at this point, okay? Does it make sense? Cool. Now it's time to thoroughly rinse out the conditioner. Again, take your time, really rinse. Scrub the scalp with the pads of your fingers. Don't leave any residue of conditioner behind, okay? Cool.
Then you can go in with your leave-in conditioner of choice. All right, now that we're at the leave-in conditioning step, let's talk options, baby. I really like the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk leave-in conditioner because it conditions the hair really well. It's extremely potent and concentrated. You do not need 15 to 20 to 40 sprays of this product. If you do, you're gonna be a buildup grease ball. I would use 3 to 4 to 5 sprays of this max. I like to spray it into my hand, rub my hands together, and then finger comb it through. It gives really good conditioning power, plus some added benefits of some heat protection. So if that sounds good to you, this can be the option for you. I think if you have incredibly rough finished hair, this option is not gonna be your absolute favorite. You're gonna need something a little bit heavier. So if you have a soft, silky finish to your hair, this could work for you. Soft, silky finish to your hair, this one could work for you. Or if you have a really rough, dry finish to your hair, both of these could work for you. We've got some overlap here in what can work for whom. So the Curls Blueberry Bliss leave-in is very, very concentrated as well. Do not use much of this. I'm talking an eraser-sized amount, like the eraser on the end of a pencil, that big, that's how much you would need. There are some people who have lots of hair or super coarse hair will need obviously more, but those tend to be outliers. There don't tend to be many people with gargantuan bushelfuls of hair. Most of the time people have finer hair as a general rule. So don't overuse this. If you do, it will weigh your hair down. Same goes for the Kinky Curly, not today. Again, clearly I have loved this. Clearly if you have silky finish to your hair or a soft finish to your hair, you can use it because I have used the entire thing. This is really good. This was one of the very first leave-in conditioners I ever used that gave me seaweed hair. This product gave me the light bulb moment of like, oh, that's what people talk about when they're talking about getting seaweed hair. This one did that for me. It is really, really conditioning and very, very potent. Again, don't use much. The reason that I went through an entire bottle of this is I didn't simply use it as a leave-in conditioner. I used it as a rinse out conditioner when I would use the Kinky Curly Come Clean shampoo. Wow, this brand, make some long names, and they're kind of fun to say. When I would use that shampoo, I would use this as my rinse out conditioner as well as a leave-in conditioner. So I did wind up going through a whole bottle of this, even though you only need to use a T9C amount if you're using it as your leave-in conditioner. Now, when you get your leave-in conditioner into your hair, you're gonna finger comb it through, making sure that it is nicely distributed through the hair. You shouldn't have any tangles in your hair because you kind of detangled already from the rinse out conditioner. But once you've got it really evenly distributed in your hair, you can go ahead and brush your hair from root to tip to super evenly distribute it, making sure that no hairs are missed whatsoever. Then it's time to organize your curl clumps. Then, if you want to, if you feel like incorporating a curl cream into your routine, I would recommend the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk curl cream. This is my favorite curl cream from the drugstore. To be honest, I haven't exhaustively tested out every single curl cream available at the Walmarts, the Targets, and the drugstore side of the Ulta. I haven't dug that deep into curl creams because for me personally, they tend to weigh down my fine, silky hair. Are you taking notes? Fine, silky haired girls, like soft finish to your hair, curl cream may not be your best friend. However, if you have a rough finish to your hair is dry or coarse, I would actually really strongly recommend adding in a curl cream on top of your leave-in conditioner. Usually I don't recommend using both in one wash day, but there are some instances where these very coarse, strong-haired girlies need the curl cream. Not Your Mother's Curl Talk curl cream is the option to go for.
Again, I only grab a T9C amount of this curl cream. I work it through my hair with my fingers, and then I brush it through with the brush to make sure it's really evenly distributed.
Now it's time to organize your curl clumps. And I know this is a drugstore video on how to start wearing your waves and curls in 2026. I will make one non-drugstore product recommendation. I get asked all the time, Courtney, do you really like the Bounce Curl Define Edge Lift Brush? Yes, I do. Yes, I think it's worth it. I think currently it's roughly $27 on the website. I do have a coupon code linked down below. It'll cover the cost of shipping. It's 27 bucks. It's a non-consumable product. You will keep this always and forevers. Please don't buy the knockoff brushes of this brush. I know it's super tempting to go on the Amazons and buy a $7 version of this brush. One, the quality will not be as good. Two, the tension won't be correct. If you are using a styling brush like this, you can potentially cause some issues with your hair if the tension is too high. Bounce Curl has gone ahead and done the laboratory testing needed to know if this amount of tension in the brush and the bristles is going to cause damage to wet hair. Because that's one of the reasons that curly girls didn't use brushes for so long. We were convinced that if we were brushing our hair while it was wet, we were gonna be causing tension damage to our wet hair. You won't do that with a Bounce Curl brush if you use it properly, because it's been lab tested. Like, they have double, triple checked that this is not gonna be bad for your hair. And lastly, the reason that I am very against buying the cheaper alternative off of Temu and Amazon and Shein and all of those places is that Bounce Curl is a small women-owned business. It is growing. I don't know if we can call it a small business anymore because they are doing a good job of stewarding their business well, and it is growing, but it's a women-owned business, and the poor founder of Bounce Curl has been running down all of these knockoffs. They have this patented. This is patented. You cannot copy this. And people are copying it, and the lawsuits are really racking up. So if we just simply, as a collective, the entirety of all of us, stop buying the knockoffs, then they'll quit producing them. And Bounce Curl will no longer have to fight all of those battles in court. Buy from Bounce Curl. I understand this isn't a drugstore option. I'm sorry. Okay. Now that I have thoroughly hashed that out, I like this option better. I am gonna give you a drugstore alternative just in case. This is actually the method that I used right before the Bounce Curl brush launched. Like, it's like she read our minds and invented the thing that we have all been waiting for. But the way that I would use these to get a similar effect to the Bounce Curl brush is I would do my regular upside down brush styling routine where I really brush the hair away from my face, then pull the hair off the sides and back of my neck. I would do the same thing again on the other side, and I would add a little brush styling section right at my crown area. Then I would follow the exact same pattern again. Use it with a wet brush with really bendy bristles, and then I'd go in with a wide tooth comb, and I would really comb the hair away from my face, comb the hair off the sides and back of my neck, and this would kind of like form the curl clumps. This does both of those things in one, and I feel like it does it slightly better because the tension is correct. The tension with this and this is slightly too low. There's not quite enough tension, but there's not so much tension with this brush that you're gonna be causing damage to your hair. In case you saw the TikTok. If you know, you know. If you don't know, don't worry about it. All right, once you have organized your curl clumps, next you're gonna go in with stylers. Here are the two options I have for you. Could you try other stylers? Why yes, you could from the drugstore. These are the ones I'm gonna tell you to try first. Is it weird that I'm recommending a men's hair gel? Yes, I get that. I get that this is a men's hair gel, and I'm saying us wavy curly ladies need to be trying it, but there is a reason. This is my favorite pick for the soft finish hair. If you have fine silky hair that never, no matter what you do, seems to hold, you've tried other gels and the gels just aren't giving you the hold that you want, you haven't tried Harry's gel. Don't buy the shaving cream gel. If you type in Harry's gel into the walmart.com, I'm pretty sure the shaving cream pops up first. It's like shave gel. Get the hair gel. Also, I'm pretty sure the packaging has changed, so it won't look exactly like this. I think it's like a darker blue. This is kind of like a green color. Anyway, Harry's gel for the soft finish girlies. If you have a really rough finish to your hair, please try the For You by Tia. If your hair is dry, coarse, you gotta try this. This is deeply hydrating and nourishing while also giving incredible hold.
The way you're gonna get your gel into your hair is you're gonna squeeze out a decent amount into your palms, rub your hands together to really smooth the gel out, glaze it over the back of your head, glaze it over the front of your hair, and scrunch and pulse and pulse and scrunch. Thoroughly scrunch your hair. If you are telling me that there is one section of your hair that is always straight, I'm saying that that is a possibility. It is normal to have different curl patterns all over your head. However,
I haven't come across that as a freshly licensed cosmetologist. I am your friendly local curly hair specialist here in Abilene, Texas. If you are in Abilene, Texas and would like to get a haircut from me, check out my website. Details to follow. I don't know if I've published my books yet or not, but if you want to get on the wait list for a wavy curly cut, I do know that that is on my website now, so you will be the first to know when my books are fully open. We're doing a soft launch. I didn't want to open up the books wide open. I was scared. I was gonna be overwhelmed, and I think I was right because a lot of y'all were very interested, and I'm really honored and super humbled by that. Anyway, I'm off topic. Okay, as a newly certified hairstylist, I have done multiple different heads of hair. Many people have sat in my chair, and I have had people swear up and down that certain sections of their hair simply refuse to curl, like will not curl. And when I do their hair, that section curls really well and they're shocked. I think that's due partly to the fact that I can see really good. I can also reach those areas, but if you have a section of your hair that is not curling the way you want, there's a good chance that you didn't scrunch and pulse and pulse and scrunch adequately in that section. So when you are applying gel to your hair, really take your time applying the gel. Don't rush it. We're not just slapping gel in our hair and running out the door. We are glazing it over our hair intentionally. We are scrunching and pulsing it into our hair very, very intentionally. Once you have really good, thorough saturation of the gel into your hair, you're done. Just kidding, no you're not. Then it's time to hop out of the shower, and instead of buying a microfiber towel, which you totally could, I really like my Perfect Hair Care towels, you can use a cotton t-shirt. So instead of plopping your hair in the traditional method, like where you try and tie the t-shirt onto your head, I want you to just micro-plop, which means you are going to scoop your wet hair into the t-shirt. You're gonna scrunch and hold intentionally all over your head. If you want to flip upside down and scrunch and hold gently here, you want to roll to this side, scrunch and hold gently here. You're basically just scrunching out the excess water from your hair. Then it will be time to diffuse your hair. Yes, I do require you to diffuse your hair if you are trying to wear your hair wavy curly and you're like, great, I made it this far into the video and now she is demanding that I diffuse my hair. I am out. I quit. I will not do this if I cannot air dry my hair. I get it. I really do. I felt the exact same way when I started wearing my hair wavy curly. I thought there is no way that I can diffuse my hair and do this. Diffusing is the most mind-numbing, annoying thing on the planet. And while it can be, it doesn't have to be. I personally listen to podcasts or music or something while I'm diffusing to kind of distract myself. It's a practice in patience. So if you need to exercise your patience muscle, diffusing is a great way to do that. Also, if you pick up I think it's on sale right now at Walmart for 16 bucks, the cheapest dryer there is that comes with its own diffuser. I only want you to diffuse your hair for 15 minutes. And I really want you to hover diffuse, focusing on your roots, getting the roots and the back of your neck really nice and dry. Once you have thoroughly diffused those areas, then you can pixie diffuse the ends. It goes really fast when you diffuse your roots and mids first and then do your ends. So I know nobody wants to diffuse. I know it's mind numbing. I'm sorry, but I actually have a hack that I forgot to mention before I started talking about diffusing that makes diffusing go so much faster. And that is using the Pacifica Big Waves Volume Hairspray. This does have a drying alcohol in it. However, it's not coming in direct contact with our hair. That drying alcohol is going to evaporate and dry mostly before it hits your hair. So you don't need to worry about this really wrecking havoc on the health of your hair. It's not gonna be drying out your hair. All it's gonna be doing is helping that water evaporate out of your hair so that your hair diffuses faster than it would have. You can use this on rough finish hair and silky finish hair. It's gonna be better for silky finished hair, but I have used it on clients that have incredibly coarse hair and it works just fine. Last product recommendation for starting your healthy hair journey at the drugstore in 2026 is the Mielle Rosemary Mint Scalp and Hair Strengthening Oil. I wouldn't necessarily recommend using this as your scalp oil. We're not doing the whole scalp oiling thing. What I would do instead is before I shampoo, probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video. And in my case, you just forget and then think about it at the very end. You're gonna use this on your mid-lengths to ends, and you're gonna put kind of a lot. Depending on the amount of hair that you have, you can use 5 to 10 drops up to a couple droppers full of this product. It just depends on how long your hair is, how high your hair density is, how damaged your hair is. If it's more damaged, it's gonna suck more oil up. It's gonna drink it. So using just enough oil that you kind of look at your hair and you go, I think my hair's greasy. You don't want to look at your hair and go, whoa, my hair's really greasy. That's too much oil. You went too hard. Do less. You're gonna use a good amount on your mids to ends, just enough so that there's some sheen to your hair, but your hair doesn't look like you dunked it in a grease bucket. You're gonna brush it through and you're gonna let it sit for roughly 30 minutes. You could even leave it in overnight and wash your hair the next day. That will be just fine. You could also use this to scrunch out the crunch if you have a really rough finish to your hair. Softer, silkier finishes to the hair don't typically need an oil to scrunch out the crunch, but the coarse hair types find it really helpful. All right, guys, we made it. That is the end of the video. If you are looking forward to wearing your hair wavy curly in 2026, drop me a little heart emoji down in the comments. I am so grateful for each and every single one of you who chooses to watch my videos. Getting to hang out with y'all on the internet is one of the highest honors of my life. I'm really really happy that I get to help you guys out, because I know that when I started wearing my hair wavy curly, I went from thinking I had frizzy, bad, straight hair to realizing that I just had wavy curly hair that I had to kind of figure out how to love on and nurture and nourish. And look at that. Look at how pretty. What? This is my hair. This is my hair, naturally. Those are my curls. Those weren't done by a heat tool. It's all me, baby, and a lot of scrunching and some gel. As always, I sure hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day. Please share this video with a friend if you found it helpful, and giving it a thumbs up makes me happy. That was the world's worst wink, and I will see you in the next video.